Delicious food comes from the best ingredients. And I think some of the best ingredients come from California. Dried tomatoes add wonderful flavor to so many different recipes. Bruschetta, quiche, and sun-dried tomatoes can even be fabulous as toppings on a salad. Culinary Farms produces sun-dried, fresh-dried, and certified organic dried tomatoes. And I'd like to show you how we make them. The tomato season in California runs from the latter part of June through the beginning or middle of October. Culinary Farms' drying season runs from about the middle of July until the early part of October. Culinary Farms uses a Roma-style tomato. The tomatoes tend to be very firm and very meaty, quite dense. What that allows is for a nice, meaty, and really delicious tomato after it has been dried. We're not too far from Sacramento, which is the capital of California, and the tomatoes that are produced in this area are very, very good. What we ask the growers to do when they're harvesting for us is to slow the machines down. We're able to have cleaner loads with less defects. It's important to us that we harvest these tomatoes at the peak of maturity. After they're harvested, they're immediately taken to a state-controlled inspection station prior to being delivered to either one of the dry yards. There, they're dried within hours of being received. Both of our facilities are fenced and secured. Here the tomatoes are washed out of the gondolas into a tank. The water is recirculated from the tanks in which the tomatoes are received. They go up the conveyor, they're rinsed off. EPA and FDA approved sanitizers are used before and after slicing. And here you can see the tomatoes being sorted. Any defects, green tomatoes, damaged tomatoes are removed. We run it through a unique slicing system that we developed. There's an application of the sanitizers after they've been cut. And the tomatoes are then run through a cup-up machine, which helps turn the tomatoes cup side up. And here you can see them being sorted. Once again, one of the many times that we do the sorting in the process. The tomatoes are turned cut side up on the trays so that they'll dry more easily. If the cut side is down, a tomato can't dry out through the skin. This is obviously a very labor-intensive process. We employ a lot of people every year. Up to this point, the process of making fresh-dried or sun-dried tomatoes is very similar, as is the process for doing our organic dried tomatoes. Here we're going into our mechanical stackers. These tomato trays are quite heavy. We used to do this all manually. Carts full of tomato trays are staged in a covered area, then pushed into the hot air tunnels. The doors are closed and the dryers are started again. We've got 4 men that handle our dryers. We run 24 hours a day. Our dryer men have been with us for 15 years and intimately know our process and what we need to accomplish. The drying process takes about 16 to 18 hours. We use natural gas as a heat source and big fans to circulate the warm air throughout the dryers and through the tomatoes. This drying technology hasn't changed much in many, many years. It's very simple, but extremely efficient. With our fresh-dried tomatoes or organic dried tomatoes, nothing is added to control color. No sulfites or additives are introduced for these tomatoes. Culinary Farms has been producing certified organic tomatoes for 12 years. We are certified by California Certified Organic Farmers, and we've had a nice relationship with them for quite some time. Oh, those are beautiful tomatoes. Look at the color. Our tomatoes stay in cold storage until they're needed at our Woodland facility for final processing. At our Woodland facility, additional quality control and testing takes place before the tomatoes are cut, packaged, and sent to our customers. Culinary Farms has a documented HACCP program with routine monitoring and verification. And the fresh-dried facility have GMP and safety training prior to each drying season. All of our facilities have pest control programs monitored by an independent certified pest control operator. Each and every lot of dried tomatoes are sampled with a full panel of analytical tests run by an independent laboratory. All of our tomatoes are held in cold storage to help maintain quality until shipped to our Woodland facility for final processing. When I think of dried tomatoes, I think of health. They're full of fiber, they're full of lycopene, they're full of vitamins. I think of flavor, I think of passion, I think of all of the energy that people have put into them to produce them, the fabulous meals that these tomatoes will go into. Culinary Farms offers 8 cuts of each of the dried tomatoes that we do. They go all the way from halves down to particle size approximately the size of ground pepper. We also offer numerous other products such as our pastes and our Italian savory sun-dried tomatoes. In addition, we have a full line of roasted products, which is a proprietary and very unique line to Culinary Farms, as well as our full line of authentic Mexican chilies. And of course, you can find information on all of these items on our website, culinaryfarms.com.